Welcome to a journey that could change everything you believe about yourself and the world around you. Today, we're going to explore something extraordinary: guided meditation. Transform your life with Jacobo Grinberg. Imagine a path where science meets spirituality, where inner peace isn't just a refuge, but a powerful tool to shape reality. This is the legacy of Jacobo Grinberg, a Mexican neuroscientist who dedicated his life to understanding the connection between the human soul and the universe. He believed that the mind isn't just a product of the brain, but a bridge to something much larger, a force capable of transforming our lives from within. And the best part? You don't have to be an expert to start. Let's discover together how this is possible. Jacobo Grinberg was born in 1946 in Mexico, and from an early age, he stood out as a brilliant scientist. But he wasn't an ordinary researcher. While many confined themselves to laboratories, Grinberg went further. He studied shamans, meditated with spiritual masters, and delved into the depths of human consciousness. He wanted to answer a bold question: what if the mind could influence reality not only around us, but within ourselves? For him, inner peace was the starting point. Unlike what many think, Grinberg didn't see transformation as something that depended solely on the external world, money, status, or circumstances. He believed that everything started with how we perceive the universe and connect with it. And that's exactly what we're going to explore today: how guided meditation, inspired by his ideas, can be the first step towards this change. If you're enjoying what you're hearing so far, I want to ask you for a favor. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, comment on what you thought, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this. Your participation makes all the difference in helping more people discover this incredible path. Let's spread this message together. Now think for a moment. What does guided meditation mean? Maybe you imagine something complicated with hours of silence or difficult postures. But here's the beauty of it. Guided meditation is simple, accessible, and made for everyone. It doesn't matter if you've never meditated before or if you already have experience. It's like having a guide who takes you by the hand and leads you to a place of calm and clarity. With Jacobo Grinberg, this practice takes on an even deeper meaning. He developed theories about what he called the informational matrix, a kind of invisible network that connects everything in the universe. According to him, when we meditate, we're not just relaxing. We're aligning ourselves with this matrix, accessing a potential that already exists within us. It's as if, by closing your eyes, you can open a door to a new way of living. Think of Allan Kardec, another great thinker who explored the connection between the material and the spiritual. He said that the soul is the intelligent principle of the universe, and that our evolution depends on how we cultivate it. Grinberg, in a way, echoes this idea, but with a scientific touch. He measured brain waves of meditators, studied altered states of consciousness, and concluded that the mind is much more than we think. So, what does this mean for you? It means that guided meditation isn't just a moment of pause. It's a key to unlocking something powerful. Maybe you're looking for more peace in the middle of a chaotic day. Maybe you want to better understand who you are. Or maybe you feel that there's something bigger waiting for you. Whatever your reason, this journey starts now. Imagine this. You sit down, take a deep breath, and listen to a soft voice guiding you. You don't need to force anything, just follow the flow. Little by little, the noise of the world outside disappears, and you begin to feel something different, a calmness that you can't explain, a certainty that grows. This is what guided meditation can do. And with Grinberg's ideas, it goes beyond relaxation. He said that by quieting the mind, you not only find peace, but also become a co-creator of your reality. Sounds bold, doesn't it? But that's exactly what we're going to unravel together throughout this video. So stay with me, because there's still much more ahead. Now that you know the starting point of this journey, guided meditation, and who Jacobo Grinberg was, let's dive into the heart of it all, the transformation of your life. Because let's face it, we're not here just to relax for a few minutes and go back to the same old routine, right? The promise is much bigger. Imagine if you could change not only how you feel, but how you live, your relationships, your creativity, even the way you face challenges. Jacobo Grinberg believed that this isn't a distant dream, but something that starts within you, with the power of your own mind. And that's what we're going to talk about now. How inner peace can be the trigger for real, deep, and lasting change. Grinberg had a fascinating vision. He said that the reality we perceive, the world we see, touch, and live in, is just a part of something much larger. For him, everything is connected by this informational matrix that we've already mentioned. Think of it as an invisible web that connects every thought, every emotion, every being. When you meditate, you're not just silencing the internal noise, you're tuning into this web. And by doing so, you begin to realize that transformation doesn't depend on changing what's outside, but on adjusting what's inside. It's as if you had a remote control for your life, and meditation was the play button to activate this power. It seems magical, but Grinberg proved that there's science behind it. He spent years studying shamans in Mexico, people who used the mind to heal, predict, and even influence the environment around them. What did he discover? That these abilities weren't exclusive to a chosen few. They were the result of a state of consciousness that anyone can reach. One of Grinberg's most impressive experiments involved measuring the brain activity of two people meditating together, even though they were in separate rooms. What happened? Their brain waves began to synchronize, as if they were sharing the same mental state. This is more than coincidence. It's a clue that we're all interconnected. And if you can connect like that with another person, imagine what you can do with the entire universe. So how does this apply to your life? Let's bring it to everyday life. Maybe you're stuck in a cycle of stress, work, bills, worries that don't stop. Guided meditation, inspired by Grinberg's ideas, gives you a way out. By quieting the mind, you not only reduce anxiety, but begin to see solutions where there were only problems before. It's like cleaning a foggy window. Suddenly, everything becomes clearer, and it doesn't stop there. Grinberg said that by entering into harmony with this matrix, you can subtly influence the reality around you. It's not about magic in the sense of making objects fly, but about attracting opportunities, changing patterns, and creating a positive flow in your life. Have you ever felt that when you're at peace, things just seem to work out? That's not by chance. If you've watched this far, tell me in the comments, what would you like to transform in your life today? I'd love to know, and I'm sure that other people will also be inspired by your answer. Let's create this connection together. And speaking of connection, think of another great name who explored these ideas, Allan Kardec. He wrote that the progress of the soul depends on our effort to improve ourselves internally. Grinberg takes this further, showing that the mind, when well directed, is the tool for this evolution. He didn't just stay in theory, he tested, measured, observed. And the result is an invitation for you to experience this in practice. Imagine a guided meditation session like this. You close your eyes, take a deep breath, and a voice leads you to visualize a safe, peaceful place. But with Grinberg, it's not just imagination. You begin to feel that you're aligning yourself with something bigger, as if you could touch this matrix that he described. Little by little, that weight you are carrying on your chest decreases, and in its place comes a new energy, a confidence that says, I can change this. It's simple, but powerful. And the most incredible thing? It doesn't require hours of your day. In just a few minutes, you already feel the difference. So what do you think about taking this step? We still have a lot to explore about how this works and what Grinberg left us as a legacy. Stay with me. because the journey is just beginning. We've reached a special point in this journey where we're going to get to know more closely the man behind these ideas, Jacobo Grinberg. He wasn't just a scientist or a mystic, he was a bridge between two worlds that often seem opposite. On one hand, the precision of neuroscience with its electrodes and graphs. On the other, the ancestral wisdom of the shamans with their rituals and visions. Grinberg believed that these worlds didn't need to be separated, and that the key to transforming our lives was precisely in uniting them. So, who was this thinker who challenged the rules of the conventional, and how can he help us today? Let's find out together. Born in 1946 in Mexico, Jacobo Grinberg was a curious young man, fascinated by the human brain. He studied psychology and neurophysiology, but soon realized that the answers he was looking for weren't just in books or laboratories. In the 70s, he began to travel through the interior of Mexico, living with shamans and healers. It wasn't tourism, it was research. He wanted to understand how these people, without technology or academic training, managed feats that science barely explained. Inexplicable cures, perceptions beyond the common senses, even a deep connection with nature. What he found changed everything. Grinberg began to see the mind not as something isolated, but as a channel for what he called the unified field of consciousness. For him, the soul and the universe weren't separate ideas, they were intertwined. One of Grinberg's most intriguing concepts is this informational matrix that we've already mentioned. He believed that everything, you, me, the stars, the thoughts that pass through your head now, is part of a network of information that exists beyond what our eyes see. It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, but he brought it to the real world with experiments. In one of them, he measured the brain activity of meditators and discovered that, when they entered into harmony, their brains showed identical patterns, even though they were distant. It was as if meditation created a bridge between them, proving that consciousness has no barriers. This resonates with what Allan Kardec said about the unity of the spirit. We're part of a larger whole, and our growth depends on how we connect to it. But what makes Grinberg so unique is that he didn't just stay in theory. He wanted these ideas to be practical, useful for people like you and me. That's why the guided meditation inspired by his work isn't abstract or complicated. It's an invitation for you to feel this connection in your skin. Just imagine you're in a session, listening to a voice that guides you to relax, to visualize a space of light and calm. Suddenly, it's not just imagination. You feel a different energy, as if you were lighter, more present. Grinberg would say that at that moment, you're accessing this matrix, aligning your mind with something bigger. And the result? It's not just temporary peace. It's a clarity that helps you make better decisions, to see possibilities where there were previously blockages. And there's more. Grinberg's story carries a mystery that only increases his fascination. In 1994, at the age of 47, he disappeared without a trace. Some say he was kidnapped because of his bold ideas. Others believe that he chose to withdraw from the world, like a master who had already fulfilled his mission. What we do know is that his legacy remained. In the books, in the studies, and in the practices he inspired. Think about it. A man who dedicated his life to understanding consciousness left a void that still intrigues the world. But at the same time, he gave us tools to fill that void with meaning. The guided meditation we explored here is part of that gift. So, what does this mean for you? That you don't need to be a scientist or a shaman to transform your life. Grinberg showed that the power is in your mind, and meditation is the way to access it. Maybe you're thinking, will this really work for me? The answer is in experimenting. Close your eyes for a moment, take a deep breath, feel the air going in and out. Have you already noticed how something so simple can change your state? This is just the beginning. We still have a lot to explore about how these ideas come to life in practice, and I promise that what comes next will surprise you even more. Stay with me. We've reached the point where everything connects. You already know guided meditation, the promise of transformation, and the genius of Jacobo Grinberg. Now let's add the final touch, that special sparkle that makes this journey transcend the ordinary. Because yes, there's something almost magical in what Grinberg taught us. The idea that science and spirituality together can take us to a new place where reality isn't just what we see, but what we create. This is the power that's in your hands now. So take a deep breath and come with me to understand how this all comes to life and how you can start today to transform your life with this unique energy. Grinberg believed that meditation wasn't just a pause from the chaos, but a portal. When you silence the mind, you're not just resting, you're opening yourself to this informational matrix that connects everything. And here's the secret. By aligning yourself with this network, you're no longer just a spectator of life, you become a co-creator. Think of how the shamans he studied used consciousness to heal or change the environment. It wasn't witchcraft. It was pure intention, focused by a mind in harmony. And the most incredible thing? You don't need years of practice to feel this. With guided meditation inspired by Grinberg, this process is simple, direct, and powerful. It's like lighting a light inside you that illuminates everything around you. Imagine a guided session. You sit in a comfortable place, close your eyes, and listen to a voice guiding you. It leads you to relax every part of your body, to release the tensions of the day. Then it starts to guide you towards something bigger. Maybe you visualize a bright light, a space where anything is possible. Suddenly you feel a gentle warmth, a certainty you can't explain. Grinberg would say that, at that moment, your mind is in tune with the universe. And what happens next? You open your eyes and realize that something has changed. Maybe it's just a calmness you haven't felt in a long time. Maybe it's a new idea to solve a problem. Or maybe it's the feeling that for the first time, you're in control. That's the touch of magic, that transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. And it's not just me saying this. Allan Kardec, in his works, spoke of the power of thought as a real energy, capable of influencing the spiritual and material world. Grinberg took this idea and brought it to the laboratory, showing that consciousness can be measured, felt, and shared. He proved that when we meditate together, our minds connect in ways that science is only beginning to understand. So why not use this to your advantage? Reduce stress, yes, but also awaken creativity, strengthen your intuition, attract what you desire. It's a practice that starts with just a few minutes and can resonate throughout your life. If you've watched this far, tell me in the comments, what did you feel when you imagined this experience? I'd love to know how it's resonating with you. And now I want to extend an invitation to you. Everything we've talked about today, accessible meditation, real transformation, Grinberg's legacy, that spark that unites science and soul, is within your reach. You don't need to wait for a perfect moment or for more free time. Start now. Close your eyes for a moment, take 3 deep breaths, and feel what happens. That's the first step. And if you want to go further, imagine what it would be like to have these guided sessions as part of your day, taking you deeper and deeper into this journey. We've reached the end of this video, but it's just the beginning for you. Jacobo Grinberg left us a map, a way to look at the mind, the soul, and the universe as allies in our evolution. The question is, will you follow this path? If all of this made sense, if you felt that spark ignite within you, I ask you for something powerful. Subscribe to the channel now. It's not just about watching more videos. It's about being part of a community that believes in the power of consciousness to transform lives. Leave a like, comment on what you thought, and share it with someone who needs this message. Together, we can take this light further. Thank you for being here, and may this journey be just the beginning of something incredible for you. Until next time.